Hello everyone, it's NotaNoobPat, and welcome to Perk Review. Today we're taking a look at the level 40 Yui Kimura Perk, Breakout. When you are within 6 meters of a survivor who is being carried by the killer, you will gain the haste status effect and get a 7% speed increase as long as you are within that distance. The main benefit from this perk is actually for the carried survivor, who experiences a 20% increase in wiggle speed as long as you are within 6 meters of them. As you probably guessed, the main pro is that your teammate will be able to wiggle off the killer's shoulders faster. This perk can be a helpful aid to sabotage builds or if your teammate is running a wiggle build. The cons are that the speed boost is barely noticeable considering you have to be within a 6 meter range. It is hard to get a huge benefit out of the speed boost since you have to be so close. Then, what effect does the 20% have on the wiggle timer? Assuming a survivor is wiggling perfectly, it will take the wiggle timer from 16 seconds to 13.3 seconds. Personally speaking, I don't think this makes a huge difference in many situations unless you are really going out of your way to make this perk work. You have to determine whether or not that wiggle time decrease is worth a perk slot. Let's get into our video demonstration. Here, I want you to see the 6 meter range of the perk. You can tell when the perk activates by when the icon lights up in the perk window. You will also notice the haste status effect icon that appears in the top right corner of this shot that signifies your speed increase. Then, if you are being carried, you can see here that I am wiggling faster than normal because my teammate is using this perk. You can tell that you are wiggling faster than normal as indicated by the yellow increased speed icon. Let's get into our video examples. First, this is how I think most people use this perk. I'm using a Sabo build, and I'm going to ambush the killer to get my teammate the 20% increase in wiggle speed from this perk. I Sabo the hook the clown is walking towards, and my teammate is able to wiggle off. In a different game, but still facing a clown, I see where my teammate goes down, and I use Saboteur to see where the nearest hook is. I'm able to sabotage the hook, and dead hard just before the clown hits me, and as you can see, my teammate wiggles off. Then, a bit later, the clown realizes what's happening. I'm in a great position and I see exactly where the clown is trying to go to hook the survivor and I promptly break that hook. The clown gets tired of our shenanigans and decides to drop the survivor. Now, this survivor would have been easily able to wiggle off if they were picked up again, but they end up getting healed out of the dying state anyway. However, I don't want to make this perk out to be immaculate. I want to show you mostly what I experienced when I was using this perk. I am in this carried survivor's range for the duration of the time they are being carried by this hag. We end up taking 4 hits just so this survivor can wiggle off, even with the increased wiggle speed. I know it is likely obvious, but I did want to point out that I'm having fun with my survive with friend group at the killer's expense. This situation would never organically happen if you are solo queuing and trying to use this perk. If that wasn't convincing enough, this final example is the one where I thought I am never going to use this perk again unless they significantly buff it or change it altogether. The killer picks up David King and I'm next to him the entire time, yet he isn't able to wiggle off. Yes, my flashlighting ability sucks, but still, this perk has one job and it still couldn't do it. Let's give this perk a grade. Breakout is a 1.5 out of 10. The haste status you get from this perk is virtually unnoticeable, and the wiggle boost is minimal. This perk simply won't convert under normal circumstances. You're going to have to use it with a sabotage build, be comfortable taking multiple hits and having your teammates jump in as well, or have your teammate use a wiggle build to accompany this perk. In my opinion, don't even bother using this perk unless you are surviving with friends and purposely setting things up. To wrap things up, this perk may be helpful in certain gimmick builds, but I don't think it's viable if you're actually trying to win the game straight up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave it a like. If you want to check out more perk review, make sure to look for the links in the description and visit my channel to subscribe. I also stream twice a week on Twitch if you want to stop by. Take it easy.